Oh,吓死我了. That was scary, guys. I'm scared. Hey guys, it's been a while since I last uploaded. Unfortunately, I haven't really had the time to be making videos for a while, but here we are to pick back up on the grind. So in order to make it up to all of you loyal viewers of this channel that are eager for the next video, we're dropping a banger today. Meet the Energon Pro, a pad that needs little introduction, and it's the only S Plus currently in my mousepad tier list. So I've previously reviewed the regular Energon, and if you haven't seen that video, do give it a watch. So we're not going to repeat too much of what has already been said. With this Pro version, it has addressed pretty much every issue I ever had with the regular, and that will be the main points we're talking about as the primary focus of this video. So in short, what were the issues with the regular Energon? First, sizing. And they say size don't matter, but for me at least, it do. The regular Energon is smaller than regular artisan pads. For a player like myself who goes by over 70 centimeters per 360, the sizing really wasn't enough. Secondly, the base. The rubber base on the regular Energon was atrocious. Whether that be from the initial smell when you unbox it, to how the base performs. Specifically, the rubber base on the regular Energon was way too elastic, and combined with the somewhat elastic surface of the Energon itself, due to that spandex material, the Energon would occasionally feel inconsistent, especially if you're a player like me who likes to press down into the pad, because it starts rebounding with way too much force. And lastly, I didn't mention this in the regular Energon video because I didn't personally experience it, but there have been user reports of humidity affecting the regular Energon, which is understandable given that the regular Energon is a rubber base. So then, what's new with the Energon Pro? Well, in regards to the sizing issue, the Energon Pro is now 500 by 500 by 4mm thick. Bam! The sizing issue is now solved. Next, the Energon Pro now features a legendary X-Soft Japan porn base. Wait, what? Next, the Energon Pro now features a legendary X-Soft Japan pour-on base. And finally, it costs a bit more than the regular Energon, priced at 50 USD, up from 35 on the regular, which is to be expected given this is a larger size and also uses more expensive premium materials. As for the previous post, that was the original tweet by LAMZU Socials guy, and he made quite the typo before going on a lunch break from announcing the Energon Pro. I had to DM them and tell them to remove the post. And the bro from the socials came back later and he replied Yundao, which just means passed out in Chinese, in the sense that he is saying, ah shit, I'm dead. Sometimes though, I do wonder if that was actually a typo or just something out of habit. You know, either way, we know the Japanese make some good stuff, right? With sizing, I feel like 500 by 500 is the sweet spot for sizing, because it accommodates for really low sensitivity players like myself, while not being at a point where it's too impractical for desk space, and also portability if you were to take this around to compete in tournaments and such. Like, yes, sure, low sense players, myself as well, will appreciate even larger pads, but at that point, table space and logistics are a thing to consider, and that's why 500 by 500 here really is kind of the sweet spot. Secondly, with the X-Soft Japanese pour-on base. Now, this is a big improvement. This is probably the biggest improvement as well. Because, firstly, there is no smell anymore when unboxing it. Not that the smell really mattered as much, and also as a quick note, the unboxing doesn't actually change from the regular Energon to the Energon Pro, it's a larger version of the same package. Also secondly, the X-Soft pour-on base has excellent performance when in use, and it never gives you that uncontrolled feeling and consistency issues, especially when pushing down into the pad, because the pour-on, the sponge, does not rebound that hard. And lastly, pour-on bases are extremely resistant to humidity, so that should resolve a large part of the humidity issues as well. In regards to the actual pour-on base, unfortunately, this is not the same as artisan pour-on. It's still Japanese pour-on though, and it's the same as the one used on the new Esport Tiger Shanghai series, review coming up in the future, and I believe the Focus Ambition as well, and many other Japanese pour-on based pads these days. The only slight con that I can think of so far is that the pad doesn't actually come out immediately flat, as you can see, or maybe not, there's a little bit of a unevenness here around. But these bumps don't really affect the performance at all. Like, you don't really notice it, you'll go over it and it'll just flatten down. So that's not really a concern towards performance. It's more so of an OCD issue if you don't like just having this part that's like sticking up on your pad. Build quality, stitching, and etc. is all immaculate as per usual. And this pad is just overall flawless in my opinion. It's a perfect faultless pad. That is why it has the S Plus rating, and it's the only one that has the S Plus rating, because it checks every single box of my personal preference, and any personal gripes are also resolved, while objectively also being faultless. There really isn't anything for me to possibly complain about the pad, and it's at the point where only your personal preference of how a pad feels becomes the deciding factor of if you'll enjoy this or not. If you like the regular Energon, but you want one that is just an all-round quality of life upgrade and even performance upgrade in regards to humidity and elasticity, this is it. This is the real deal. Get one. You won't regret it. As a side note, LAMZU has also given a discount code during checkout for $5 US off if you order it from their website using my code YIFANG at checkout. As far as I'm aware, I do not receive any commission from your orders, and the code is purely a public service just to make your life easier. This is not me shilling, this is purely for you guys to go and enjoy. Get one, leave your impressions in the comments below, because I'm telling you, this is it.